Struggling to sharpen your hawksbill, recurve or karambit knives? This video will help you get them razor sharp. Tom here at Sharpening Supplies, and curved knives can pose a little bit of a challenge to sharpen. In this video, we're going to go through the various methods you can use to make sure that they are always razor sharp. So curved knives need a sharpener that can match their curved edge. The problem is that on a regular bench stone, it can't reach the inside edge of that curve. So what we need is a sharpener that will match that curve and be able to reach the edge. Future Tom here. I kept saying that your sharpener needs to match the inside curve of your knife. So long as the radius of your sharpener is smaller than the inside curve, you're good to go. Back to the video. So really the basics of sharpening a curved knife is just the same as any knife. You want to match that bevel angle, make sure you raise a burr along the whole length of the edge. You want to work your way through the grits for the finest edge possible. It's just the shape of the sharpeners that are a bit different. There are lots of different sharpeners that could work for curved knives, so don't treat this as a definitive list. In fact, if you feel that we've missed any, then feel free to comment what you like to use to sharpen your curved knives. Plus, you can always contact us if you're having a hard time finding the right sharpener for your needs. We'll be more than happy to help you out. That said, here are some recommended tools that we think work best for curved knives. We're going to start with abrasive honing rods, often seen inside the kitchen. These are great for reaching the edge inside the curve of your knives. So we've got diamond honing rods, and I think these are great for quickly removing material and re-establishing a new edge. And then there are also ceramic honing rods, and these will put a nice fine edge on your knives. Hold the honing rod in your non-dominant hand and rest it on the work surface so it's nice and steady. Then we're going to lay the knife on the abrasive surface, making sure that we're matching the angle that exists on the bevel. And then we're going to move the knife down the rod, making sure we're getting the whole length of the blade. And we're going to repeat that process until we've raised the burr along the whole length of the knife. And then we'll switch hands, and making sure that we're maintaining the same angle on the other side of the knife. We'll repeat that process until we've raised the burr again. This honing rod has diamond and ceramic surfaces, so we're going to start on the coarser diamond and move to the finer ceramic. And we're going to repeat that process, working on both sides. And while this honing rod has two different abrasive surfaces on it, you might have multiple honing rods, each with a different abrasive surface, so you can move through the grits that way as well. For those who prefer a more automated approach, a powered sharpener with a flexible abrasive belt is a good way to quickly put an edge on your curved knives. These abrasives conform to the curved edge of the knife, so they're quite quick and efficient. To use these, you want to start off by picking the belt with the correct abrasive to match your edge. If you've got a really dull edge, then use a coarser belt. If your knife is already fairly sharp, you can touch it up with a finer belt. We're using the Worksharp Ken Onion Elite with a blade grinding attachment, so you can set the angle, place your knife flat on the knife table here, and then bring it up to the working section of the grinder and keep moving your knife in a nice fluid motion. Again, we just want to raise a burr all along one length, then we can flip the knife over and repeat for the other side. If you started on a coarse grit, then you can work your way through the finer grits. If your knife was already in good shape and you were just touching it up with a fine belt, then that's all you need to do. Next up, we have a few different specialized sharpening systems. We're going to start with the Lansky curved knife hones. So these work as part of the Lansky sharpening system. Simply attach them to the guide rod, put them into the angle slot that you want to use, clamp your knife, and then you can sharpen away. Alternatively, you can use these freehand, a little bit similar to the sharpeners over here. Here we have the Nanoir Galcan water stones. So these come in three different grits, 220, 1000 and 3000 grit. These are nice. You could set them up as bench stones and move the knife over them, but I find it a bit easier to hold the water stones in hand and sharpen them over the knife. Same with the rods. The wider cones are going to hit a wider section of the knife, and the narrower ones are going to fit in a wider range of curves, so they'll fit in a tighter curve. If in doubt, I'd go with the narrower one. as the larger ones might not fit. And again, you want to hold the knife in place and move the cone over them. And here we have the Spyderco Sharp Maker. So Lansky has similar models that use round rods. The Spyderco Sharp Maker uses these triangular rods, so make sure you've got the point of the triangle facing inwards. On the Spyderco, you can sharpen at either 15 or 20 degrees. They're really easy to use. Just make sure that you hold your knife vertically and run it down the rod. You can keep going on one side until you raise a burr and then easily switch over to the other side. The Spyderco comes with medium and fine rods, so you can work your way through the grits like that. And then finally, we have strops. We're big fans of stropping our knives and tools here at Sharpening Supplies, and it's a great way to finish off even your curved knives. You can use a regular mounted strop and sharpen along the corner of it. However, wood is good. Strops have this profiled section along the edge of their strops, which reach into the curve of your knives a little bit better. So if you've already got a bench strop, you could get away with just using the corner there, but these wood is good ones are great if you've got a lot of curved knives that you're going to be stropping. So hopefully you have learned a few different ways to sharpen your curved knives. Remember, the principle is just the same. You want to match the angle, sharpen until you raise a burr and work through the grits. There's just a few different shapes and styles of sharpeners that you can pick from to get the most out of your curved knives. Which of these methods is your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. I'll leave links to all of the products mentioned below this video. If you enjoyed this video, consider giving it a like and subscribe for more.